through my personal setup that I use on a daily basis.
I didn't think you could go. We can't put you at risk, man. Well, thank you for your concern.
With just a few steps, you can use your Echo speakers as the speaker for all of the content on your television. I've tried this with game consoles as well as other streaming sticks and with content playing through my existing television as well. This is a massive shift from what your Fire Stick could do before, but there are some details to this that I will show you as I give you the steps you need to take to get this working. Hello Automators, thanks for tuning in again. I'm Brian from Automate Your Life, and today I'm going to help automate your home entertainment system. You will need 3 hardware components, and if you don't have these, then you can't make this happen. The first is a television with an ARC port on the back or on the side of it. If you're not familiar with that, then understand that ARC stands for Audio Return Channel. This means that audio can be sent out from your television or from other ports on your television to the device that is connected to that ARC port. That means you will need to connect the second hardware component that you will need to make this happen, which is an Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max. In the future, I imagine that a 3rd generation Fire TV Cube will allow this as well, and maybe even the next 4K version of the Fire TV Stick. But for today, as I launch this video, only the 4K Max can do this. Other than the Fire TV Omni and 4 Series TV, those can do it because they're a television themselves. So once you have connected that 4K Max to your television's ARC-enabled HDMI port, you will need to set up a home theater system with your Echo speakers. These Echo speakers become the 3rd hardware component that you need, and you can create a number of configurations for your home theater setup. Here is the list of currently supported Echo speakers that work with Amazon's home theater system. You can create a 1.0, 1.1, 2.0, or 2.1 system today. And while this might expand in the future, a 2.1 is the biggest one you can get. If I was to recommend a system for a small room, I would definitely tell you that 2 Echo 4th generation speakers can fill just about any regular sized room. For anything larger, like your living room or an entertainment space, I would say that an Echo Studio or even 2 of those is best. I no longer find the Echo Sub to be really important unless you're going after Dolby Atmos type of sound, which does require at least 1 Echo Studio and 1 Echo Sub, at least the last time I checked. The whole Dolby Atmos thing is more complicated though, so if you want to find out more of how to set that up, check out the video I have in the description below to make sure you know what you're getting into there. I'm going to assume that you have done a couple of things. You will have already set up your Fire TV Stick, and you will have already set up your Echo speakers in the Miss A application. This video is not going to take you through all of that, so if you need a setup guide, I have linked some great ones below. On your television, you have to make sure that the HDMI ARC and/or HDMI CEC settings are turned on and available for your system to use. I can't walk you through and find where these are because every television is different, but in a lot of cases you'll find them attached to the HDMI settings or the port settings on your television. Just do a search, look around, and make sure that anything that says ARC or CEC is turned on and you should be good to go. You're probably not going to have to do this, but take a look around your settings, your audio settings, and make sure that you haven't connected a Bluetooth speaker or a headset, or you have a soundbar or a receiver in front of the Fire Stick or directly connected to your TV. And just a little side note there, I don't have a receiver to test this with today, but I see no reason you couldn't have a receiver on another HDMI port with a number of devices downstream or connected to that receiver, and then have all those play through your Fire TV Stick to your Echo speaker. Your audio settings you might have to adjust, and this is some of the guidance that Amazon gives us on audio settings. Select PCM or stereo for echoes or echo dots, and bypass, pass-through, or auto with an Echo Studio. Honestly though, if you haven't touched the audio settings on your television, they're probably in a good state and you don't have to touch anything. The next step is to set up a home theater group inside of Amazon's Miss A application. What you will do is head to the Devices page. Press the plus up in the top right, then choose Combined Speakers, Home Theater, and then choose your Fire Stick 4K Max from the list of Fire Sticks. From there, you will be choosing the Echo speakers that you would like to combine to work with this Fire TV stick. If you can't see a couple of your speakers, hit that rescan button, and if you're still having trouble, oftentimes just a reset of your router and an unplugging and plugging back in of your Echo speakers will usually get them to show up and play nice. But if you're still struggling, then you might need to talk to Amazon's support team. Once you have chosen your set of speakers, you are ready to choose which one is the left and which one is the right, and you can hit the swap button and then name your home theater group.
Swapped. Left channel. Right channel.
Once you have done this, you could be prompted on your television with a little demonstration of how the system will work. It's a little video that will remind you of a sound demo at a movie theater, as it's there to give you a demonstration of your speakers being combined with the Fire Stick. You might get a few prompts as you finish off the process here. Have a read of those. Most of them will be based on something in your TV that you have to do. Now that you have this set up, you can start playing, but there are a couple of other things to do that will make this easier and better for you as a setup. So take a moment, go check out if you can switch to another input on your television using your television's remote, and then seeing if the audio is coming through your Echo speakers. It should at this point. Go home. If this is not working, then I want you to head into the settings for your Fire TV stick. You'll see I went into display and sounds, and I've gone into home theater system. That should show up now that you've set that up in the app and tied it to this Fire Stick. Make sure the volume control is chosen as home theater. That will mean that whenever you press the volume buttons on your Fire remote, that you adjust the speaker volume on your Echo speakers. Make sure ARC setup is chosen to be enabled, and in the same display and sounds menu, head down towards the bottom and you will find something called HDMI CEC device control, which alongside your TV's settings needs to be on so that you can move between the inputs. You will be using the volume control with your Fire Stick remote now. This will control all of the audio on your television if you set things up. So keep that in mind. If you're not hearing anything through the speakers, turn up the volume. If you have something like an Apple TV and you are already using a HomePod or a HomePod Mini, which is the situation I found myself in, then you will want to change the default or change the speaker that the Apple TV is using. I switched it to use the television speakers, which basically says to use that ARC port based on all the other settings we've set. So before you ask, know that you can't really combine this with other soundbars or speaker systems like the HomePods or Google Nest speakers. You're going to have that 2.1 system as a maximum, and that's kind of that. But one of the things you might notice is that there is a bit of delay in some of the audio coming out of the Fire Stick. If you are experiencing that, then head into the settings here to work on synchronizing this jumping ball with the beat that you're hearing. And this is the last setting that you should need to look at, but this helps with moving across to the different types of equipment or different sources you have on your television. You can head into equipment control and then manage equipment. In here, you can add a new source and you will choose the HDMI input as well as the type of device that is in that HDMI input. So for me on HDMI 2, I have a Nintendo Switch connected. Once you have set that up for each HDMI port, you can then ask Amazon's voice assistant through the remote to switch to that input. You can also ask through the voice assistant to go back to your Fire Stick, or you can press the home button to switch back to that Fire TV interface. The Fire Stick remote now controls the volume and allows you to move between the ports on your television. This makes your Fire TV Stick incredibly powerful, but if you would like to get even more out of your Fire TV Stick, no matter what version you have, then check out the video that's up on screen right now, which is our hidden tips and tricks with the Fire Stick, will have you doing incredible things with that device in just minutes. Otherwise, thanks for watching today, and of course, don't hate, automate.